Abusuafo ye chiache mu nyina bi ma ha ye COVTV Ghana ye opanyikesi a oda screen so yi enyina yenim no oye Ghana ye Minister for Roads and Highways ye Honorable Gavin ye Kwame Abuja ona ye Road Minister ono ana san ye MP for Adakulu na opanyi di nsem bia betudwa efa ye akwanten pon anase road infrastructure development aban eba be ediamaye na meme dem ye tum ana ye tum afa Kumasi de baako a eho hia ye pa Accra Kumasi Expressway no ono a eka yentie no na ye mra sisi a na yento aso mfamfiri honom.
The military is conducting feasibility studies for key projects currently in at the design and appraisal stage. 1. A new alignment of Accra Kumasi Expressway to reduce travel time and enhance safety. And let me repeat, it's a new alignment. It is not an expansion of the existing road. It's not dualization of the existing road. This is a greenfield building a brand new expressway. It probably be the first time in our history we do something like of this scale. 2, Accra Outer Ring Road, and then the Kumasi Outer Ring Road.
Kwame ensema
the biggest
road minister eka no ne tentene tete nyina no mnim se wo de wate ase dada but mpese ye fa free the angle of Accra Kumasi Expressway na omoye no different kwan kra ye bebo ato ho no afi ne ye bebo kwan na to ho na different from me no Accra Kumasi kwan na ye nima befa suhum konongo de abefa ma be pie mbo ankra ho na sa kwan no nya no asem ne ye ka we ye new one ye ba be na wo hwe 3.5 years ya yebetim de asa project we Kwame yebetimi e de aye sa project because we akwa say bypass we dey free Accra to Kumasi we bypass ye main one no Kwame asema papa yi ken asomu de agro too much.
Yes, say a good ni bia we a minds game na o ma play away so many years ago ebi eno panyi yi but omuntimi nye asem ni nyina ne say omuntimi nye and me person obi a de she ni tiri mu say one of the loot and share ni bia and on ba be starting project we amano aba be bedding to a next president na yaba be ka say president we ye adwuma we into aso so mo ye sa road no mo sha ase sa na pese me kiro na se ankofa kru na se kodi kru no achi a chama ebe abandoned project aye enoma mo de na mu kru mu ase na omo hu se de bia me kan se omo ya de boni a omo a ebe mo megyan no support wo mo enti e ma asem ne ka eye din adentina already ye wo Accra Kumasi road ho no o se expansion no dual carriage no o ba be start for fra o de fa hia kopie mete start statement na mu se omo ntimi nye e ma sokra na se ba so so a e be abandoned project politicians they chairman I say na make us now we need to face them boot for boot. We go along with them. Omoya na yaka. So munyanye ani amani penyina usadi omunyanye. Now we started aben. Why na di animu? Contractor ben na be Accra Kumasi anase Kumasi to Accra roadway foforo kra. Cha unim compensation a hodo ebekom. Enti no enye ye emaso mere statement. One of the mere statement omo kan dey atom from mama emaso and me can emphatically say a basua a bay abandoned project. Also, the Biamica say, Swan ran about interchange or you could PM or Busia Kruan. A ye baby a daninti and one more. Baby a dano, untimi nyanto. Asumdie ni hono. Okay, yenshe. Project a wodo beblia. Omanpanyi dada Nana Akufo-Addo jato hono mokoye. De pa na wodi nsem te se eye Suame interchange to abusuan kruwa. De na wodi hu. Jaka nyina wodi bi. Jaka bia wodi nim. Okobi ntre se agenda 111 no ma nwini ye to aso ada. Te say but baby a we ni da no untimi enjanto. Abede kruyem. And apart from say Mamus mbe use bi no day-to-day activities ekoso ewo while party members nam ho opposition nam ho neutral people nam ho so press and be free all angle na the opinion can say a greenfield fresh one kra afeni e ba be yi ye dey fahin compensations awodo ye ni ase na sorry common na sorry and I say sorry for a want of better word asori ba kope etimaji ekwan aboso a ene kwan ne entimi anto aso kohwe abu akwan no se asori dan age ekwan aboso a ami entimi anto akwan no so enti ode ba no na sa asori bi him mentimi wasifo bi wom memprefo bi wom a endo metimai
Kwame.
It's the time I made me only say, as I'm a road minister, my namesake Air Canada, a match I do about nothing. Emaso.
Kwame. Me no by arguing because I won't say 3 years. You fan say 3 years because they say yeah August money you right. Ain't 3 years. And yeah, they buy our project we, which is impossible. Yeah, impossible. Yeah. Yeah, Konongo bypass. Osino kak any adwe kakra anake. Kroma ntimi anwie.
Yeah.
Na Kumasi to Accra kwan nankasa na order na no kra na yenye hwe mfa ho complete nwie ye ba be hye new expressway ase kwame eye nada enti no se sa na tie dia na se ndi umba ma ye ni ada ho tre se ni umba kan bi ni kwanse etie biem age so ma ye awie ena metie asem we no da bia metete nsem no na me fa no tra kakra na be se me hu how feasible I besi akono se do besi afa si aye no but said the road minister and so be kan chinchina atwan de say a new one cry ye the toll booth to ba besisi so na ye de abehwe na kwame hwe tie ye ntie sa asem we osan kan sembi a eno so ye very serious ye ntie me tie sa asem ni nyina as a party bia ba na okwa na medwe ho amenti ase asa do ka akofitamu no wo de kwa na different or can different things bia do kwa no nipa na sa yentie.
You will notice that at the time of transition, the previous government suggested that the total commitment of government at the road ministry was 105 billion Ghana cedi. I doubted that figure anyway, and I said it was around 130 billion. And I asked the ministry to do further work. They came back and told me the total commitment was around 123 billion, 565 million, 454 million, and then 431. At the time this figure was there, the total budgetary allocation to the ministry was just around 3 billion. When were we going to be able to have the resources to do all this road? So currently, the burden we have is over 120 billion. You heard the finance minister talk about commitment, total government commitment of about 164 billion. The road ministry alone's commitment is over 120 billion. I'm not saying roads are not necessary, but I thought government should have matched the awards with the allocation of resources. Reset means that when we say big push, you already see the finance minister allocating 13 billion this year alone for big push, even before we award the first contract for big push. This is the reset we are talking about. And the 13 billion does not include the allocation to the Ministry of Road and Highways. It's an additional money meant for the big push. We have our own budget, and then we have the budget for the road fund, which is also about 3 billion. We have a road maintenance trust fund, which is one of the things that the president directed we do. Currently, one of the biggest problems we have in our country is the maintenance of our roads. Sometimes the road could be engineered, but just sections are in a state that needed repairs. We leave it, and then the whole road gets deteriorated. President Mahama directs that we should, as part of reset, have a maintenance regime that is fit for purpose. So what he's directed us to do is to reform the road fund currently. Currently, the road fund exists mainly within the road ministry under the office of the chief director. And it can happen that in the whole year, a minister can decide that a district will not see any release or any allocation for any road maintenance. And rather, they will spend all the money in one location. President Mahama's idea of equity directs that when we reform the road maintenance trust fund, and I'm very grateful to yourselves and Parliament that last week Friday, the road maintenance trust fund bill had been passed, and we are awaiting the assent of that bill into a law by the president. What is this bill supposed to do? Unlike the past, reset means that accruals to the road fund will now go to Parliament, and Parliament would apportion how the road fund is spent, just the way Common Fund, Get Fund, and NHI Fund is allocated. So once this becomes law, every district in our country would have at least a minimum allocation for road maintenance in that district every single year. The same way we are doing with Common Fund. When Common Fund the law exists, but because of the way it is allocated, much of the money, sometimes 70%, is spent in Accra. Now, under the new road maintenance trust fund, it is the stakeholders in the district that determines which roads are their priority to maintain at any particular time based on the amount of money they have. So this is new, and then we are grateful that the road maintenance trust fund have been created. Out of this, new jobs will be created because we want these maintenance activities to be localized. I see no reason why in a district we cannot find or groom or build the capacity of local people to learn how to do road maintenance in their district instead of importing service providers from other regions. I believe this will also create new jobs.
Yeah,
burden. You will notice that at the time of transition,
I'm making a point now. Me peno every number set your bo video ni na we na afi ye din komo e de ato aso. Uti beginning of ne kasa na o kire say omo baaye no road ministry no mahu say tama abanda da na ekọ no na chese ohwe sika omotimi e de bo omo homoden abanda da na chese 103 billion. Na ohwe obaaye no ono so ma omo hwehwe no mamu cheke 1 or 2 bi no no kwa no dwen say scandal is adodo ebeko be 130 but omwie na be 123 billion. Ana almost so road fund allocation the ministry no 3 billion. Tinata say 120 billion de omo kofa free infa. On my money nyina no normal ban person with a kra no road finance minister ka say 164 billion. Now road ministry no kra mpo be absorb 123 billion. How possible? Enti no na say o kan kwa akosi say eye MPP aban no omu di sika
Yeah.
akwan a omo so maye no ene ho sika no omo adi no entali na omo aba no afe no mbehwe no mahu kwan a ombefa so no matoto no ma na omatimi edi aye kwame enti eka we nyina wo honom na still aye hye boy eka we nyina wo ho ena still aye gusu hye bo enti ekofeska no we so yegusu e hye bo fine omo the interventions bebre aba chesese
Yeah.
ono ankasa kan sa akoye se wo hwe se de enomacity a sika ne ba omo de dodo na aye adwuma wo Greater Accra ebi abon mbe wi nom de be 70% e develop ho this time no omo de no makọ eye parliament ebe pass law na no ma bi aba na abebo ama district bia ebenya equal share of the eye national cake, which is very good initiative. But ni nyina mu kra na opanyi tietie mu akwa akosi no kwame question mark ehye to honom.
Okay.
Yes, question mark ehye to honom. Question mark ne say contractors dodo na ye ntwi omo ka na omo abandon project ni nyina gu ho. Abanya san hyebo say obehwe say project aya abandon nyina ye beye.
Yeah.
Kwame yen share mu bia ase. Expressway ni ring road ni hwa sunya ne kra so benya ring road okan. Kwame Adomi bridge ni ye kwa extend no. Oti river near the bridge kakaka bi koto so. Afram place o ko mu benya kakaka ba ko ebe crossover. Bebiri kwame me question ne say. Se mobile mo so mabeto sa aka we na ka ne da ho a even sika mpo a mo de be ye adwuma ne mpo no enye yi nti no nti na mo se mo di roto ni san ba back ne de a na enoma bi entali emame enti no e wo se sa expressway na mo de dwa ya som na so mo twa so because enye small project menim project a eso sense a project no e wo Ghana ha sa kwa no mpeso mo ye no ebi si da na within 3 years enye possible
Na
kwame na da
Konongo bypass. Konongo bypass. Yewie.
yenwie kwame
Okay. So now, you kwa start project for frase. Mami use the word ni bi ye green. Eba beboa ama Accra Kumasi road no. You swear there because of that new one I did bana. And the time I chese Konongo bypass there. You butu atu atwene baby kura. Sika bi ekowura obi ahye. Cause yankwaye Konongo bypass na akusa akwaye sa express road no. And a bypass na there because bypass no na ebeboa ama Accra Kumasi road no awon abaso nya kwa we there no ye there. So
yeah
two things involved. It does say omo koye we no na Konongo there no sika ekowura onyina ahye. Na say e ka na abo chairman. Baby o ma ya du bia alen say ye jeje amanfomfo a compensation akokoso sa eyi hono mu kodwiye so mo ye adwuma bridge bia o wa no mo ye anyway sika akowura wo nyina ebeshi so be Konongo bypass ne dia e chese de o kan yi wo boa etino as o man no eni hwesofo ye pejan kosia we ba no apeja na kosia sa na ye school a ni school na ba sa no we ba 2.5 years we ba 3 years we ba 4 years we ba 3.5 years ase obia ba o de ba on say ye di bi rewrite ya kwem but mate say ya allocate 13.8 billion I dey be ma contractors for a juma or dada. It is at 13.8 billion for a big push, you know. Enya maswana. Na no baba baso the Sanso Expressway. Sometimes, ya no be say, ha de na ohwe ni nye ya no say nye. Enye yo. Ghana enye.
Oh, say Kwame.
Enye.
Me de am pe say de ewiase asia yesese no ana Ghana city yesese no anka de no obeye na wosusu aye dede wo ho wo sha ase a na afi dede na ye mo sa na MPP beye yo sa na MPP beye ma won send this so to sa line no omunya very careful omunya very careful say ye need da ho say ya I read they say very careful Kwame enti the minister ne all can dey say me mabemabu yeah mabemabu on say no
Also more abamu. Also more abamu because say o mind da wakoma so a wotin nsem bi say ya e de abambuo e na bebro because I see it to be political talk. So almost as mpo a me de mekoso aka omo ntimi nwie ana so ma ntimi anwie no mu fra ban mu a ebeda no white elephant obi anto aso yo case study bebre o ma panyin kufo no ma bebre o sha ase ye ntimi anto aso eso o ma panyin kufo so butaya o de ye boankra inland port na ye sa pressure wo kwan ya so ntino o de ye boankra. It is all person we easy normal. What person what normal so? What person normal kon any more sa kwan so. Now on pay expansion, on pay dual carriage, and that stuff na. I didn't know go boankra. Now for trains na Emma. I know there ya say that. If you have good intent, sabe ya kwan so be easy. E kwan so normal boni esisusu nyina be free so a. Ade na nko hwe nye boankra. Emfa railway ni ma na sa pressure na wokwan so nti
Kwame omo nka no kore yem fancy ase na da foforo beto aso.
All right.
Yes, Simon Mwakwa Basronko di pa COVTVGHANA so. Wo COVTVGHANA so no. Ye bota ye ni yenju medie titiri pa ne se. Ye beboa ma mpuntu nyuma kwaso ye wano wo Ghana ha se.